a friend of yours came to school with shoes looking like that, or if somebody came to class with shoes
You have to
looking like
call
that,
child services.
you would bro, you would call child services and then you would never let them fucking forget it. You clown them the whole their shoes are
have
trash.
Bobo shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Bobo, exactly. And now these dudes, now Balenciaga's coming out with the ultimate Bobos, and rich people are gonna wear them shits up, bro. They're gonna wear them. They're gonna wear them proud. Yeah, dog, them is the Ho-bobos. They're gonna come out with
The Ho-bobos.
The Ho-bobos.
This is Friends Partying in Hell.
That fool said, I'm above average. I mean, I ain't no Ron Jeremy or nothing.
Hey, stay with me, man. Stay with me.
I mean, you can stop right there. That's horrible.
You hear that, Netflix? You hear that? Also, give us a shout.
I have no idea what I'm talking about most of the time.
The only podcast approved by the Vatican. That's the American spirit right there. You weren't expecting that, were you? This is Friends Partying in Hell, the only podcast for the 65 and up crowd. I am joined today with my good bud, my hell and back friend, Anthony.
What up?
And on today's podcast, we're going to talk about a couple of the trending stuff of the week, the trending topics of the week. We got a couple stuff from Rick Ross thing, a Jack Harlow thing, a Balenciaga shoe thing I want to talk about. My favorite comedian right now, Ziwe, for the people who haven't heard of her, she's fucking great. I got a documentary that I want to show Anthony, and maybe he's interested in it. So there's a couple of things to talk about on this episode. But before we get into all that, I just want to say hi to you, Anthony, and ask you, how has it been going? Have you been having a good week? Just a yes or no answer will suffice.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. That's so. Have you done anything fun this week? Is there anything exciting this week?
I was cleaning out my garage or my basement, going through some boxes, and I found some cool pictures.
So that is circa 2000 and when was that? When was that? You think?
Whew. I don't know. Maybe
13?
2012.
Yeah, I was gonna say
2013.
Yeah,
maybe?
I was gonna say 2013 or 2012.
Yeah, the whole gang's here.
Wow. That was when Juan came
to visit. Yeah.
That was like the first night.
Mm-hmm. He literally got off the plane, and then you took us to the
Gucci. It was
the Loiter Squad.
It was a Gucci Mane concert.
Oh, but they were there, right?
Well, it was a bunch. No. So it was so funny because it was kind of like one of those weird things that like my brother kind of like, my brother knew I was out in LA and all that stuff, and I was trying to like make it happen. And then literally the first day he shows up, we have this like epic, like there's celebrities everywhere, and it was just like this amazing thing. And so my girlfriend at the time was a part of the event planning stuff for this company called The Hundreds, which is a clothing brand. It's a little bomb guy, if people know what that is.
I remember The Hundreds.
Yeah, and then so we got invited to this party, and then I was just like, yeah, give me bands for me and the homies. And I thought it was just to get in bands. Like, I didn't think she really hooked it up or anything, but she really did. She was like, unlimited booze. Like, that was the first red flag there. It was VIP. It was VIP. I remember we first got in there and we're like, damn, like we got to buy booze, and we didn't have enough money to have any money
to do that.
We didn't have really like, I think we bought like a round or something, and like we really didn't have money to like whatever. And then we just end up finding out that our bands were different from other people, or someone noticed, and then we're like, I think this is VIP shit. And we went upstairs. It was like this. It was cool though, because it was like an old theater. Yeah. Yes, so we went up to like the top where the balconies and stuff were, but there was a bar up there, and we got fucked. I know you guys made friends with Buddy from the three. Oh my god, what's the show called?
Oh, Workaholics.
Yeah,
Workaholics. Yeah. I forgot about
Yeah.
that. The curly haired
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
we ended up chit chatting with him for a little bit
Did you
and
like
just
that?
being
Do you like
wasted.
that show? Do you know what his name is? I forget what his name is.
Yeah, no, I love that show. I can't remember his name. I used to watch that show all the time, but around that time was like the height of their popularity, and I can't remember his name. Obviously,
Blake.
it was a one and done meeting. Blake,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Blake something.
Henderson or
Yeah.
something like
It was a one and done meeting. We got wasted, and
that.
I
He was super
remember
cool though. He was
you.
super cool.
Yeah, super
And he was
dope.
drinking with us. Like we got around with. I'm surprised we didn't get a picture with him or anything because we hung out for like a minute. It wasn't just like
yeah.
We were all just talking
We were-
shit. Then at some point somebody was like picking up sofa chairs. It wasn't us though.
That was just about to say. I remember somebody throwing.
It wasn't us though. It was
somebody
like
throwing.
It was. You know who else was there? It was what's her name? Who sang that song that Gucci Fendi probably that bitch little what's Nana?
Oh,
what was her name?
I forget her name.
God damn,
now.
dude, my
Oh
brain is so
Gucci, Fendi, Louis,
yeah,
Prada.
That's
Oh
Krayshawn.
God,
Krayshawn's
Krayshawn,
little white ratchet ass was there with all her homies and stuff like that. A bunch of like ratchet motherfuckers, and they got fucked up. They got real fucked up. I remember that. But then anyway, we took those pictures. I remember we were all getting fucked up, and then I don't remember like what else you guys did. Like really, there was such a blur that night. Then all of a sudden, I was backstage because I saw my girl, and I was just like, "Hey, can you like just?" She saw me, so she just said, "Come," and I was like, "Yeah." And then before I knew it, I was behind or like this weird stage right above where Gucci Mane was performing, and then the dudes from Lawyer Squad were there. But I was working on the show at the time, so they were like shocked that I was there. Like I'm just like this assistant guy, but they're like, "What are you?" Like it was just hilarious. And then I remember Hannibal Buress, got kicked off the stage, got thrown off the stage. And then he thought he could mingle with everyone because he was black, and that's what he said though. I'm not making that up. So he comes up and he's standing next to me, and then he's like, "Did you see me get kicked off the stage?" And I was like, "Yeah, that was pretty fucking funny." And he's like, "Yeah, I thought I could like blend in with his crew, and then they caught me or whatever."
Oh,
and then so I started laughing. But he's a really funny comedian. If anybody knows who Hannibal Buress is, he's been on a ton of. Well, he's on the he was on the Eric Andre show. He's literally the dude that like started the whole Cosby thing because of his joke on stage, and then it got popular. So and
he's the pickle juice guy.
Pickle juice guy. Yeah,
flicking pickle juice. Yeah.
And it's funny because I ran into him. It's so weird living in LA, dude. When you're in that scene, I ran into him a couple times after that, and then Blake, like he would always go have Sunday brunch at this one spot, this trendy spot that I would always go to when I would live down there too. Like I'd go there like every hungover Sunday, go to this like spot. So that was a fun night. That was a fun night though.
It was a good time. It was. I mean, LA started off rocky for me, but it turned out to be probably one of my favorite cities. Like it was just.
Yeah, I remember it was rocky for you. It was very rocky.
It was rocky, but that was like the first 6 months. I think I paid my dues because after that, it was pretty. LA was pretty good, like you said. I mean, it was a good time.
It was a good time. Yeah, it's shit in our. I mean, at least for me, like in my 20s, to like, whatever. But it got too. It got too real for me too. It got too good for me.
Got too good. That can happen. That can happen real easy, bro. It gets too good, and you're like, "Yo, I gotta leave for a little bit." Wait for the heat to die down. I may be back.
Yeah, LA got too good for me. But that was a fun night. So funny you ran into those pictures. What a good.
Yeah, no, I thought it was fun, so I want to share them with you.
Well, it was funny because that was like my brother's first impression of what my life was like in LA, and it was like. Dude, it was just a one night thing, dude. This isn't. We got lucky that night. I don't hang out with celebrities. Like
that didn't happen often, bro. Like we were there, and then it just kept. The night did really unfold and get better and better and better. And it was like we got a chance to see how the other half lives, right? Because we're young and we were, in this venue with all these other young and up and coming celebrities, it was very easy to mistake us for part of that
Yeah,
group.
right. Yeah,
So,
right. That's true.
so
It was a young.
we
It was a
really,
young crowd. It was like a young crowd.
it was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
So we got a really good chance to see how they party. Like you said, when they started throwing those chairs around and shit, we were like, oh, somebody's gonna get kicked out.
Nobody.
They just no security just went and got the chairs and put them back just in case you'd like to throw them again. Like it was like, okay, cool. So yeah man, it was fun.
Yeah, that was a good time. Oh man, what fun memories. So you're over here digging through treasures. My week, the best part of the week was yesterday. My boys beat Arsenal in the North London derby. It was such a good game. It was a good game, bruv. It was a good game. We beat the shit out of them. It was so much fun. I couldn't have ended the week better with that game.
Nice.
But anyway,
who's your team again?
It's the
Tottenham.
Tottenham, right? Yeah, but it's not pronounced that way. That's how they suss you out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How would I say it
if you're talking about it like if you're talking about it in conversation, it'd be like you'd say it's Tottenham. That's it.
Tottenham.
So
Tottenham Hotspurs.
Yeah, but you wouldn't say Hotspurs. You just say Tottenham.
Just say Tottenham.
Yeah.
Why? That's the best part. It's Hotspurs.
Nobody says it. Nobody calls their whole name. It's like
fan base is whack.
It's like saying like the Miami Heat. You don't say the Miami Heat. You say the Heat.
Yeah, because that's the best part of the name.
You don't say the
best part.
You don't say the Miami Dolphins.
No, you say the Dolphins because it's the best part of the name. So why are you saying Tottenham and not Hotspurs? Is my point. Hotspurs is the best part.
Listen, it's Europe. They do things backwards. They do the city where you're from is the best part, not the name of the club.
Okay, not the name of the club. Okay, yeah, they do things different. They put the day in front of the month and then in front of the year.
Yeah.
All right, Europe.
Yeah, they do that. Do you know the metric system? Because I don't know it.
I have no
Apparently,
idea.
it's a lot better, but
right. It's what is it? Is it like increments of 10 or
10s?
Right?
It's tens and 5s.
Right?
I think 5s and 10s.
See, I don't know enough about the metric system.
Pretty sure it's 5 and 10s. No, but yes,
we should probably learn that. Though.
We should, but that's
our challenge. Yeah. No, let's do that.
You want to learn
let's challenge ourselves. Yeah, so let's learn the metric system. Let's give ourselves by the next podcast. Whoever knows more about the metric system, the other person has.
I'll find a test or something, and we'll and it'll be a blind test. We'll test our knowledge, and we'll even share the link here, so there's no fuckery. You can see what I'm clicking and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, I'm with that. I like that.
Right. So, now that we're settled, catching up and stuff like that, let's get into the trending topics of this week. Bad Bunny and Kendrick Lamar dropped their album, and I haven't listened to either one of them.
Jesus, bro.
So, do you want to talk about it?
Well, I need you to bring the Bad Bunny perspective so that I can talk about the Kendrick perspective, so that our audience is.
I haven't heard
it. Okay, well then, I guess I can't. Really
but apparently, everyone loves it, so that's what I'm going by. Hey, these albums seem to be pretty fun and pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't listened to the Bad Bunny album, honestly.
I mean, why would you, right? I mean,
I'm not a 25 to 35-year-old Hispanic woman, so no, I haven't listened to the Bad Bunny album. But apparently he got that demo on lock. Apparently, like
it's good vibes. It's good vibes.
He's good vibes. Good. He feels like a Miami vibe, kind of.
It's a Spanish vibe.
And yeah, well, Miami.
You could say about it. You could say it's a New York vibe. You could say
an island. I guess.
Yeah, you could say an island vibe.
Island vibe. I think
it's a very
beachy vibe. Beachy.
It looks.
Is that it?
Yeah, I guess beachy. I do think of him as like drinks and like margaritas
on a boat
or
some shit. You know,
there's
or
water.
By a pool.
There's water somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's water somewhere. When I think about Bad Bunny, there's water nearby and a lot of women, and yeah, none of those are bad things. I'm not dissing I'm not dissing them at all. Just so you know, I think all of those things are great. I love women. I love water, and apparently I love Bad Bunny and Miami and beaches and all that good stuff.
But have you
But
listened to the Kendrick album?
I've listened to a couple of tracks. I'm taking my time with it, just kind of
Because yes,
trying to
too.
digest it.
It's a double album, right?
It's a double, yeah, it's a double
Yeah.
album. But I mean, there are some tracks on there that I like. There are some tracks on there that I see the appeal, but like everybody's talking about that "We Cry Together" song,
I heard about it.
and I get it. Like I get it, but I also don't understand the hype behind it. Like for me personally, I think Auntie Diaries is probably the better song right now for me, and it's the song where he's talking about like the literal first line of the song is "My auntie is a man now."
Mm.
I think I'm old enough to understand now. That song to me, I think, is talking about some stuff that like, hip hop heads might not be ready to dive into. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
so
that's pretty hardcore.
it's pretty hardcore. I
Mm.
dig that, right?
Mm.
And then that "We Cry Together" track, it's a track where it's I hate this comparison because I don't really agree with it, but the general consensus tends to be that it's like a Stan. I don't want to say a Stan clone, but Stan inspired, where Eminem, not Stan, well, I guess Stan or Kim or whatever, where Eminem is rapping about killing Kim and all that stuff, or when he's rapping to Stan, actually, when him and Stan are rapping back and forth, my tea's gone cold, I wonder why, that shit, and it's a back and forth between Kendrick and this other artist, I forget her name. I wish I had it, but anyway, the whole thing, it's like you're listening to them have an argument. It's a toxic relationship, very clearly a toxic relationship. And the song is good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. I just don't think I don't understand all the hype behind it though with some of the other tracks on the album.
Okay.
Everybody's also talking about Worldwide Steppers because he said it was the first time he talks about the first time he fucked a white girl. And I thought that was it's interesting. Not my favorite, not gonna lie. Some of the things he says in there, I get like, oh, that's a hard bar. But overall, the song, I don't know, man. I think what's happening with me, honestly, because Kendrick Lamar is somebody that I would have held on a pedestal. Like he could have done no wrong for the past 5 years. You know what I'm saying? But I also feel like there are, like you said, you grow up and your taste change and all that stuff. And it's not that I don't like Kendrick Lamar anymore, because I genuinely do. But I think his music, like it's okay. Have you seen the Heart 5 video
It's
that
when
just
he's
came
like
out?
transforming and stuff like that.
Yes. The way I see Kendrick now is that his impact comes from a lot of the times videos like that.
The visuals,
right? Because if I just the imagery that he presents with he's presenting a full package, a full experience, and I feel like one thing that this album did well was on like "We Cry Together." If you close your eyes and you listen to "We Cry Together," you can visualize what's happening in that scene. Same thing with the Heart 5. If you watch that and if you close your eyes and you listen to it, you can't really visualize what's happening. So he had to give you those visuals, if that makes sense. And I think that's kind of where I'm at with Kendrick right now. It's like I like what he's doing. I think there's good times coming. I think he's gonna have some really good music. He's not really a day one put him on a pedestal anymore for me type rapper, and I don't know who is. I don't know who's gonna fill that void yet. Maybe it'll be the next Kendrick album, or maybe it's just.
But you haven't also listened to this whole album either, right? Like,
I mean, I haven't. I skipped around. I looked at what everybody was talking about were the best tracks in the album, so I went through those tracks looking for to kind of like get a feel for it to see. All right, if everybody's saying that these 5. I'm seeing these 5 over and over on Twitter, over and over again. Let me check those out because I didn't get a chance to sit down and listen to it till like 11:30 midnight last night. So.
All right. Well, I'll give it a listen. I'll give it a listen and see what's up.
Yeah.
Give it a shizz. The next one of the next topics is I don't want to get into this too much, but the stock and crypto are like free falling right now, and it's just like a weird sign that it's like I don't know, man. Other things might get worse. because there's also a baby formula shortage happening too.
Well, that's fun.
And then so there's like these there's these hints that that shit's getting really bad. And I don't know the end game here. I don't know the end game. I'm getting a little nervous.
A little worried.
It's a little weird because it's like I mean, at least shit'll be cheap, I guess. I don't know, if shit really tanks.
What shit? What you mean?
If everything tanks,
like, crypto?
Well, yeah, that too. But if everything tanks, you know what I mean? Like nothing will be worth anything,
including the dollar. So it don't really matter. Things aren't getting cheaper. It's just gonna take more dollars to afford the same.
I got some Pokemon cards. Maybe that'll be worth something. I don't know. I got to start rethinking how I'm gonna play this economy game now. Because, dude, shit is like. Dude, we talked about this like last episode and a previous episode. Shit's getting so expensive and so this shit is not fun. It is not. I really don't know what the end game is. I don't know, like until what shit explodes and then we just pick up the pieces after that because that's like what's I don't know what's gonna happen.
No, man. Until we die, bro. Until we die, there's no plan for me and you, right? Me and you and. Excuse me, the individual. There's no plan for us. We die and then it's over for us. The grand scheme of things, though, the big picture, yeah. I mean, who knows what they're planning? Like for the collective we. Good luck, I guess. But for me and you, we ain't got shit to worry about. We're gonna die before any of this shit is solved. And we'll be done. Our part will be over.
That makes me feel good. That makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah. The sweet release of death, bro.
Well, talking about stuff that is kind of like this dystopian kind of capitalistic system we live in. Balenciaga has these new shoes, and let me show them to you real quick. Okay, these are worth, and I shit you not, up to $495. They range from $495 to $1,800.
That's cool. They look very, very trash. They look wow. Rich people paying for the privilege of looking like they live in an apocalypse, huh? While the rest of us get the privilege to do it for free.
Yeah,
we get to live in poverty. They get to pay. They pay for the luxury to look like
cool
they live
pretending.
in
I guess it's really.
I guess
I want to pretend I'm rich so we could, flip. We gotta eat the rich. Eat the rich, I say.
Bro, look at those.
These are low top. These are low top Converse types, but the back is ripped, so they're flip flops now.
Yeah. You wouldn't even find that. You go to the worst hood in America. You wouldn't even find those thrown across the the wires, the electric wires in the street, the electric poles. You wouldn't even find those out there, man. Like this is straight up trash. It looks like they burned them. They rubbed them in dirt. Yeah. Like, what is going on? And somebody's going to pay $1,800.
It took work to get them there, though. But here's the thing, too. Like, see, this is something I always say about, like, hey, like, check out how, like, the game is really played. Because the truth is that they do shit like this so they can get promotion and probably won't release them or will, whatever. Either way, the point of doing shit like that is to get people pissed and get people clicking and linking and all that kind of stuff. That's all it is.
Nah, there's people are gonna buy those.
I'm sure they will.
They're gonna buy them because you know what? Here's what they're doing. They're playing to our vanity, the audience. They're playing to our vanity because you or I, until two of those things were released, you or I, and I'm assuming most people on the planet or most people in the States, I won't say planet, that's a very US centric worldview, but most people in the States wouldn't be caught dead wearing their shoes if they look like that outside the house. Yeah. Right? So they're playing to our vanity. They're literally, I have enough money that I could walk out of the house wearing the shoes that you would never be caught dead in. You know, if your shoes ever look like this, you'd be so embarrassed. You would never, like, could you imagine what 13-year-old would say, what 13-year-old you would say if a friend of yours came to school with shoes looking like that, or if somebody came to class with shoes looking like that? You have to call
child services.
You would like, yeah, bro, you would call child services and then you would never let them fucking forget it. You clown them. The whole,
you can't have Bobo shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Bobo, exactly. And now these dudes, now Balenciaga's coming out with the ultimate Bobos, and rich people are gonna wear them shits up, bro. They're gonna wear them. They're gonna wear them proud. Yeah, dog, them is the Ho-bobos. They gonna come out with that
The
bullshit. The Ho-bobos.
And that wear Ho-bobo shoes is hilarious, dude.
Yes, the Bobos. What is it? Wear no Bobos.
But what does Bobo mean really? Where
Bobo just meant they weren't name brand. I don't recognize that brand.
Right.
That's
but what is the Bobo must come from some other word. Bootleg, probably
maybe bootleg. I think that's a good guess.
I
have no idea, bro. We were like 7. How am I supposed to? Like, I wasn't,
bro.
I wasn't that interested in linguistics.
I was dead scared of having any kind of Bobo apparel.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And now here you got Balenciaga like they're just playing into that vanity of like, oh yeah, you couldn't even afford these Bobos now. Like you couldn't afford these garbage ass shoes that we're making. And look how bad you want them now. Remember when it's
oh
ridiculous.
My God.
The rich man, the rich playing stupid.
Oh my God. Ugh, that's so funny.
Bobos.
The one thing I wanted, so these are some videos like kind of moving forward. Actually, no, you know what? Let me play this before I actually play this video. So talking about shoes, do you know who Jack Harlow is?
I know he's a rapper,
is he?
Right?
Because I kind of don't know who he is. I just like heard about him, but I don't know. I kind of don't have an idea of who he is. Well, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, he's a musical artist, I guess I would say. But he was. It was so funny because he was caught. He was at the Kentucky Derby, and he was carried over the mud by 2 black men at the Derby, and a lot of people weren't okay with it. And it's just really funny. It's just really funny because like. It's just kind of the optics of it. So let me like play the video for you real quick.
Coco, when mommy says stop, you say okay. I just a baby. But you still have to say okay, mom. I just a baby.
I guess the lady was recording it, but like, so he's being carried. Here's a picture. And then there's people who got really upset. Someone wrote this is
because it's the Kentucky Derby and what the Kentucky Derby represents and all.
I mean, I guess, I mean, I don't know what it represents. I guess it's like super white, kind of rich white people event, like for the most part historically. But I think it's just the optics of it that just 2 black dudes was carried this way. I mean, I think it's like reaching. It's reaching, but I think it's pretty funny.
That's definitely reaching. I think the optics of that is more funny than it should be upsetting, right?
Yeah,
like it's definitely like here's a grown man who cares so much about his shoes that he went to the Kentucky Derby in a white suit, but he won't let his shoes get dirty. You know what I'm saying? He's like, carry me over this. That's fuck you money right there, and that's using it. That's using it to say fuck you and everything you believe. I don't care about you or your feelings.
All right, real talk. You get fuck you money. Do you get carried around anywhere by any chance, or do you just say
fuck it? I mean, pharaohs used to do it. Kings of old used to do it. Africans. I mean, we all used to. I mean, everybody that's ever had money has been carried at some point. I'm into it, bro. Like, fuck it. Why not, man? Why not feel the power of like literal human transportation? Carry me, please. Oh shit! Like when Dave Chappelle, nobody got mad at Dave Chappelle when he got in that dude's back in the Chappelle show, and used his braids as reins. Yeah, man, everybody wants to be carried, dog.
Oh man,
straight
so
up.
Funny. Well, anyway, this next video I want to play. So these are going to be a couple of videos, kind of moving forward. Okay. So this next video is kind of it's Rick Ross talking about, I guess, his experience with women and if they ever fake an orgasm with him. And I'm coming from a homo point of view. I know I've been lied to. How many times? I don't even know. Probably all the time.
Absolutely.
But
yeah, I don't know if I've ever actually given a woman an orgasm for real. Like that's the side of I'm willing to be safely stand on that side of the argument.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
so this is Rick Ross, and this is what he thinks when asked the same question.
The conversation.
Do you think anybody ever faked it with you, Ross?
I'm gonna tell you this. I can't tell you what somebody did, but when I'm Rose in this zone, You can't fake
Oh
that
my
mess
God.
they make for Rose. That splash. You would thought the fire alarm came on the way that splash come out. So if you can fake that, you a hell of a.
I mean,
You feel me?
at first when I saw the video, I was just like, man, that's too much confidence. But then I'm like, yeah, I get it. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he come with receipts now. He could have clearly, watched a couple of videos and like, oh, that's what it looks like. That's what it's supposed to look like. Let me just go in there and say that that's what I do. I make that happen. Don't know. We don't know. But his confidence in how he was talking about the fire extinguisher, and all that, like, all right, it was graphic, Ross, but yeah, I think that graphicness is what sold it.
Yeah. My thing was like, fat dudes have probably a harder time because stamina, but it seemed like he was
stamina. What?
Because diabetes and stuff, health problems. What are you not understanding? You not get what I'm trying to say here? That's my whole thing. That's what I thought at first.
Okay.
But I was like, okay, well then I think he knows what he's talking about.
He definitely painted a picture that he has seen before. So it's like, all right, bro. Like at first I was like, oh, he about to come in here and say he about to hit us with some bobo bullshit. And nah, bro, that picture that he painted felt real authentic to me, dog. I was like, I didn't want to hear anymore. That's how real it was. I was like, all right, stop talking. We get it. I believe you. Shut up.
Oh man. Oh well. So I'm gonna get into this. Is gonna be a couple of deeper cuts over here from past episodes. So if anyone knows, Chet Hanks is a huge fan of the show, and we played with Chet like for about 3 episodes or something. We just kept playing.
We did some Chet stuff for a little while there.
Yeah.
That was
And it was
trying to suss out the psyche of Chet.
Yeah.
Really trying to figure him out.
Which like I super enjoyed those conversations. It was so good. I know you got into it too because you were on one side of the issue.
Yes.
It was so great. It was so fucking great. So there's this comedian right now, and her name is Ziwe. She has a show on Showtime, and she was a writer for Jesus and Mero, actually, which is kind of cool. So she's a comedian, and she started off pretty much as a writer, and she started doing a show on YouTube and Instagram Live during COVID, where she would bring people on and pretty much like bait them into saying kind of like what I would say, kind of maybe playing into the kind of trying to pretend that you're maybe better than what people would think you are, kind of stuff. Like kind of what Stephen Colbert did. It's just she plays a character where she kind of gets people into these really awkward conversations about how people should really be acting in society, and she kind of makes fun of that and all this kind of. She's super complex, the kind of joke, and it goes over a lot of people's heads sometimes because they think she's like being real, but that's like the whole point. I think that's like that's where the genius lies. And so anyway, the greatest thing happened is that her new season just started. So she already had her first season. Her new season just started, and this past weekend, Chet Hanks was one of the guests, and it's so great because I think that like, sure, we're not, we don't have Z-Way power right now, but if I feel hopeful that like we tapped into this, we would have brought him on if we had that kind of pull. We had that kind of
Absolutely.
pull. So so then I started to think, what would we do if we had an opportunity to meet Chet Hanks? So I think this was great because it just kind of gave me ideas. It's like, oh, she kind of nailed it. She talked to him for a bit, and then they had this some weird where he was kind of promoting his workout fitness app or some shit. It was like a whole thing. Yes. It's really great. You got to go watch the whole thing. It's pretty fucking. I think she's awesome. I think she really, at least for my type of humor, she's right on the. She's fantastic. So I just want to play a couple of clips of her and Chet Hanks. and I think they're pretty fucking awesome. So this is the first one. I think where she's actually asking him a question about his accent, his patois accent, and she asked him a question about it.
Yes.
Are there any marginalized communities you want to apologize to? I don't know, maybe the patois community.
Nah, I don't feel like I've truly done anything offensive. So
You don't see it as cultural appropriation. You see it as like a celebration of culture.
mm-hmm.
And then it's like social justice warriors can like go kick rocks.
Yeah.
No comment. Got it.
No, I mean, I 100% agree. Social justice warriors can kick rocks.
I love, the thing that really made me laugh about that scene was that she gave him an out. She's like, oh, you don't see it as cultural appropriation. You see it as a celebration of culture. And then she threw the tag on it and said, and social justice warriors can go kick rocks. And that's the part he latched onto. Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree. Social justice warriors can go kick rocks. Like, that's not the part. That's not the part, bro.
He
Like, okay.
Do you think he's real? Do you think he's real?
I think he's playing a character as well at this point.
Yeah.
I think he's dude, he's gotta be. He's gotta be at this point. Like, okay, so here's the thing. In this episode, he's gotta be, bro. He's gotta be. Like, cause okay, so the last few times we talked about him, I was defending him, saying, like, look, if he's done this before, he's been doing this for the last 10 years, he must be, ingrained in the culture, all that stuff. I can't say that after seeing this episode, but I also I'm waffling now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit waffly about him, but I also believe that he is putting on an act, because I know you've seen this episode. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, so I'm gonna say this, Rudy, and if it needs to be cut, you can cut it. But at the end of the episode, you find out that they went to school together, him and Ziwe, and just like Ziwe's playing a character here, I feel like Chet Hanks has been playing that character, bro. Like he's taken some of the mistakes that he's made, and he came on here. Because this is the first time I've seen an interview with Chet Hanks, though. I can't front and
sure.
say
Yeah, I don't think there is. I don't think there is other ones. Yeah. Right.
So this feels like he's coming off as a mimbo, as a dumb man, like airhead. He's coming off as an airhead, and I'm like, there's no way, man. I'm sorry, I don't believe that Tom Hanks allowed his son to go through life not learning anything, bro. Like, not learning nothing.
But I mean, I think that's the harsh truth, that you're not willing to accept that maybe.
You think that he is really that way?
I think that he definitely plays. I think he plays into it for sure. I don't think that, like, there is a wink for sure, because he plays into. But I think there really is this nerdy white dude that is trying to be cool. And I think that that's where the cringe comes out of, because you can tell that, like, maybe he is playing a character, but I think that the character he's playing is like, he's actually trying to be he's trying to be cool. He's trying to be a cool dude.
Yeah, the character he's playing is based off. That's exactly what I meant by the character. The character that he's playing is based off the mistakes that he's made in the past. So instead of saying, "Hey, I'm sorry," or "I feel bad for using patois and doing all these different things," right? I'm sorry I did all that shit. Instead of that, he's just leaning into the meathead, stupid airhead character, right? Because then right after this, what does he do? I mean, you got more clips, so let's just go with the clips. Let's let him speak for himself. This dude fascinates me, man.
I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you. Is this bigger or is this bigger? Which one works for you?
This is fine.
Okay.
It's good, yeah.
You anointed the summer of 2021 as White Boy Summer.
White boy summer. Got your favorite Instagram bitch DM in her number.
Can you tell us how that's different from the past 400 summers in American history?
I guess not. I don't know. It started just with me. I got a fresh ass haircut and I was feeling myself. So I posted a video on my Instagram.
Just got this feeling, man, that this summer is it's about to be a white boy summer.
Do all of your songs come to you from just like your super iconic quotes?
Maybe.
Wow.
Trying to make me nervous?
No, are you nervous?
No, but you just say that because I try to make
Do I make you nervous?
No.
Are you afraid of black women?
No.
Maybe you should be.
Maybe.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think I really do think it's like when we say like playing a character, I don't think when the cameras are off he's completely different. I think this is just an extension of like his ego, right? I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is.
For sure. For sure. I definitely think that he is who he is and he knows how to sell it.
Right. That's the right way to put it. Yeah.
He knows that he can come on here, play the mimbo, play the dumb jock dude, and then do a segment that sells his fucking workout regime.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. There were like, it was so funny, dude. Like the website of the
it was so bare bones and dumb, and it's so stupid. It's so dumb.
It was like
I went to it.
It
I was
like
this
made
is
on
ridiculous.
WordPress.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. You still say he plays into that. He plays like, oh my god. Like, okay, here's the there's, I don't know if this is part of your clip set, but there was one part that really I was like, okay, see, this guy's he's not an idiot, right? He knows what where they had a spread on the table and there was a bunch of Jamaican food and stuff like that. She was clearly baiting him.
Yeah.
She was clearly baiting him. She was like, okay, what on this table would you eat? Fool picked up an apple and just started eating the apple on camera. She's like, you're eating an apple in the middle of our fucking interview? And he's just like, got to keep the doctor away. Like, the guy knows what he's doing, man.
Yeah.
Like, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, but that's kind of like the pretentious confident. Like, he's a confident dude. Like, this dude's life is, what kind of life did this kid live, right?
Yeah.
There's no one saying no to this dude. He gets whatever he wants. Like, this is just an extension of it. And it's just so funny because like either he really isn't aware of it or he is. Either way, it's like fucking hilarious because I really do think he thinks he's cool. I really do think he believes that he's like a cool dude. But he's such a dork. He's such a nerd, man. He really is.
I mean, I definitely think he thinks he's a cool dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But then I also think that there are not that many people that agree with him. Like, you know how? Okay, so I know we've talked about the Sigma Alpha on here before. We've talked about like those guys, like who's it, Gary?
Vendor check or whatever the fuck his name.
Yeah, like people, as much as like most sane people look at that guy and say, "Oh yeah, this guy is completely full of shit." He does have a following of people that really believe in his message. I don't think Chet Hanks has that. I think everybody looks at Chet Hanks and they kind of laugh a little bit.
Yeah.
They're just like, this guy's an idiot.
The camera crew is like laughing out loud
at him.
Yeah,
literally laughing at this dude. Like, you can't hold it in, this guy. And that's either the brilliance of Chet Hanks, or
it really is. It's a really weird, blurry line of what that is.
Yeah, it feels like, because I got to keep going, and I want to look it up right now because I meant to look this up. I really want to know what school they attended, because here
it's at college. It's a college.
Yeah, they went to college together. Yeah.
I don't know if it's Penn State or something like that. Maybe
he went to Penn State.
I don't know. Maybe. I thought that's where she went to school, but I could be wrong.
They went to apparently. Okay, so Chet Hanks went to Northwestern University.
Okay,
it's a pretty good school, and Ziwe, just want to make sure it's the same one. Northwestern University. Okay, so pretty good school.
Yeah,
right. And then you have them both sitting up here playing these kind of far.
But they weren't friends, though. They weren't. They don't.
No, they weren't friends. No, they weren't friends. I'm not saying they were friends. I'm just saying
school.
They went to the same school.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, is they went to the same school. But then you have this brilliant, nuanced performance by Ziwe. But then if you can say that her performance is brilliant and nuanced, and because she's letting you know right off the bat that this is a performance, I'm like, yo, is Chet playing that same thing, except he's just not telling anybody this is a performance. He's just fucking, because he gets you to laugh every time. Like, you would think that would register with him. At some point, he'd be like, no, I should probably shut up because people keep laughing at me.
I mean, look. I mean, he is Tom Hanks' son. There's some acting chops in there that maybe he's not even aware he's unlocking some weird talent that he doesn't even know yet.
He doesn't even know he has. He's just started getting a laugh and thinking, man, I'm so cool. People love me. They're laughing with me.
Oh my god.
It's possible.
This last part is him kind of this is where he's kind of promoting his health regimen, but it kind of goes a little bit off the rails here.
Really have plans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like the Joker.
You're like the
Do
Joker.
I look like a guy with a plan?
This shit right here, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do if I got it. Batman, you complete me. My
Her
father
face.
was a drinker and a fiend. Yeah. R.I.P. Heath. Go. They tried to kill my wife.
Fuck, man. Fuck, dog.
You see, that's where the blurriness gets crossed here, because I don't think that he's so unaware of his. I think he's really unaware or self-aware. That's the word. I don't think he's self-aware enough to understand that he's on here because they're making fun of him, technically.
Of course, but that's what I'm saying. Like, all right, if you're not self-aware to understand that you're on here because you're being made fun of, then why would you break out Joker quotes randomly and just keep going? Because he keeps doing it for an uncomfortably long time, dog. He just keeps going and going, and then eventually, and then like people are laughing, and it eventually becomes, nah, bro, this dude is playing everybody, man. There's no way he didn't look around. Look at his face right there. He's laughing. He's like, and then he goes, do not, whatever, my wife. And then he just keeps going and going and going.
There's more to this.
There's more. See, it's just,
Denzel.
Don't impersonate black men.
Shout out John David Washington.
Do you ever feel like you're desecrating like black people when you do shit like that?
Not at all.
Not at all. You feel like it's an honor. You're honoring them.
No, I don't feel like I'm doing anything. I feel like I'm just doing an impression.
Just being Chester Marlon Hanks.
Live in the flesh. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't buy that that's a real person. That's all I'm saying. I don't buy it, bro.
Because the truth is more depressing.
No. It's not that. Look, the truth isn't more depressing. If that's a real person, it's like whatever. It's. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know how to feel about this. I don't know how to
All right, we'll move on. I just wanted to play.
My brain is melting right now, dude. My brain.
No,
because you're right. I guess you're right. On one hand, I'm like, yo, if that's a real person.
I love that you're struggling with like trying to figure this fucking moron out. He's
fascinating to me, man. It's weird. It's really weird, but like, because he is self-aware, right? Because when he first walked on the show, she said, "Why are you famous?" He said, "Because I'm the son of a famous person." That was a very lucid, very self-aware answer. Right. But then he goes and he starts doing quotes about the Joker, and like he rambled a lot in that episode, like especially during that gym routine. Like it really just felt like he was. From the first half of the episode where he only said yes or no and didn't really try to say much because he knew they were bait questions, to the second half where he was just talking too much and saying, he was kind of oversharing and just talking about random stuff. But the entire episode, the one thing you can take away from it is Chet Hanks didn't really say anything.
Yeah.
He didn't really say anything. So I don't know. Was that that part of the charm? Or God damn it, I don't know.
Look. He's playing the role of a lifetime. He's playing Chet Hanks.
He's playing live and in the flesh, baby. That's what he said. He's playing Chet Hanks. What the fuck, man? I'm so confused by this.
Oh my god! All right, moving forward. Enough,
Okay, let's
enough
move
chat,
on.
enough chat. Okay, so
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
all right, so in this part of the podcast, what I want to do is do a quick RIP to one of Anthony's favorite motivational speakers, which is Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels passed away, and I don't know if you knew about. Did you hear about this?
It went in one ear and out the other. Like, I don't care. I don't care, man. I genuinely don't give a fuck.
He died the way he lived, which was I don't know, the shitty way. He I think he
in a very shitty,
I think he passed out fucking somebody or something like that. Which
did he really?
That's what they say. He had a heart attack while he was sleeping with some woman. So I mean, that's a pretty alpha way to go if I do say so myself.
You said awesome or
awful?
Alpha.
Alpha.
Alpha way to go. It's an alpha.
Yeah, because I mean that's all he talks about, right?
I think the alpha person in that situation is a woman whose pussy killed that nigga. That's what I think. I think the alpha is the one who made it out alive. All right. So that nigga, he went down like a beta, couldn't even handle the pussy and died.
Oh,
fuck.
Snapples.
Snapple.
So I think one of the funniest. I mean, it's literally in our intro when he's talking about. You're talking like that now, but you were laughing your ass off when I played that for you. So,
I was. It was funny. I also didn't know who Kevin Samuels was at the time, and then I got familiar with him, and I'm not a fan of his work. I'm just not a fan of that dude's work, bro. I don't like him. People try to talk about how he's this woke person and he's giving all this life advice, and I'm like, nah, he's a fucking bully, bro. He's a fucking bully. I'm good.
Oh my god,
I'm good.
So, so my whole thing was, does he, when someone dies, that's shitty like that, is it bad to talk? Is it bad to talk ill about the dead? Is that a thing, or is it funny, or like how do you like? It's so funny to me, the kind of social interactions with shit like this, because I think it's funny that there's some weird karmic kind of thing that happened where like you just like what you said, pussy killed him or whatever. It is funny. I mean, the universe is funny that way. So yeah. I mean, but is it insensitive to like laugh at it?
Probably. Yeah, but I don't care. I mean, this is friends partying in hell, not friends partying in fucking rational thought. Like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I don't care. I didn't like his message when he was here. I'm not gonna like it now that he's gone. Like, straight up. Like, I don't give a fuck. You're dead. Great. Thank you. Let's move the fuck on. Let's forget. Like, he left his mark, right? He left his mark. It's still out there. People are praising him and watching his videos now, and they're getting more views. Like, some kind of like he's some great artist. Like, he's some Biggie or Tupac or some shit like that. And he's not. He was a piece of shit human being. You know, he was not. All right, and this is going to sound very hypocritical given what we do, but he basically makes fun of people for money, but he does it to their face. Like, he does it to their face. And I'm not.
But here's the thing, right? It's what I say. It's like the punching down. The punching down is what's like
exactly.
What's just like it's so usually not funny. But so here's the thing, right? So when he talks about when there's clips of him talking about women, it always comes off this like idea where he's trying to give advice, but it becomes so derogatory that it becomes mean.
Problematic.
Yeah, it becomes problematic.
Yeah.
But then in the same token, when he was asking the dude if he had a big dick or not, that shit is hilarious. It's so funny, but it is also fucked up because the dude.
It is. Look,
I'm
not here.
Wait.
Go ahead.
He started off. What's funny to me is that he started off as a guy's motivational thing, and then he did this weird kind of like alpha, bullshit women thing where he became some kind of speaker about like what women need to be doing in their role in society and all this kind of weird shit. So I don't know. I think it's pretty fun. I just think it's all fucking hysterical to me. How fucking ridiculous his stupid ass was. He was a fucking idiot, but it was fucking funny. It makes me laugh.
He was a moron. I don't agree with his message. And I don't care that he's dead. So I guess that's all I gotta say about that.
So so it's one of the funnier clips that we played on the podcast. where he's asking this dude about his dick. So I thought it was just pretty funny that he died and his reaction towards everything. But anyway, one of the last couple things I want to play for you is this movie.
Hold on. How do you think that dude feels? How do you think that dude that he fucked that oh, you got a big dick? How do you think that dude's probably laughing his ass off? He's probably laughing his Ron Jeremy-esque dick off, bro. Like, yes, man. I can only imagine there's a lot of people out there that don't give a fuck that he's dead.
Oh no,
like
dude,
honestly,
like, yeah, of course,
you know.
Like, yeah.
So
it's just kind of like it's like when you live a shitty. It's like it's one of those things you put out into the universe when you're like a shitty dude, and you're like. You're just mean and stuff like that. It's just like like no one's gonna give a shit about you when you're gone, but people care while you're here
Punching
because
down.
you made money off of that, you know.
Because it's entertaining or whatever, and I get that. Like I do get that. Like I'm not saying I'm glad that he's dead. I'm saying I don't care that he's dead.
Yeah.
Just end it. Leave it at that.
So this last thing, one of the last things I want to play for you is this documentary. And I don't want to speak anymore for it. I just want you to see it and tell me what you think.
I've made a career out of looking at the weird and bizarre side of life. It's quite a kick. So when I discovered a strange video online, I knew I'd found my next story.
CET, competitive endurance tickling group we got here.
Competitive endurance tickling. It was one of the strangest sports I'd seen. So I told Jane O'Brien Media I'd like to do an interview. Instead of getting a yes or no, I got this.
Association with a homosexual journalist is not something we will embrace. Shame on you. Little gay Kiwis. Regards, Jane O'Brien Media.
It was hard to take the insult seriously, considering the sport did seem slightly gay.
So for those people listening, it's a documentary about this guy that wanted to do an interview on competitive tickling, endurance tickling. Yeah. So when he asked if he could do an interview, they told him that he couldn't because they're very anti-homosexual, which confused him.
What? What? You're anti-homosexual, but this is what you do all day.
So here's the rest of the trailer.
This tickling wormhole was getting deeper.
I mean, obviously it's just for fun.
Is it just for fun? It's tickling.
You know, I was young at the time, didn't think nothing of it. And I was like, $2,000, that's gonna be cool.
I mean, imagine being a teenage boy. She would just keep sending them whatever they wanted.
She offered my one buddy a Chevy Cruze and $30,000. The money's endless.
This
I already want to watch this. Where is it? Where can I watch this? I already want to see it. This looks amazing.
Yeah, right.
Now, she was bribing these kids to tickle fight for what?
For $30,000.
$30,000 to tickle your homie. And a PT Cruiser. Oh my god. Amazing stuff, yes.
Way bigger than we ever imagined.
They have tickle cells all over the U.S. They're everywhere.
And at some point, these boys say, I'm done. The thing that she hates the most was no. It was like a bomb went off.
Your phone number and your personal information are entirely known and subject to publication on the internet.
All hell broke loose.
All of a sudden, these videos are on YouTube, Vimeo, and every other site you could imagine.
Sending emails to the high school that I coach at.
What do you think your mother's going to think about this?
We're shooting a documentary.
I remember this.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I remember these videos starting to pop up all over the place. Do you remember that?
I definitely wasn't. I wasn't searching what you were searching for, so no.
I wasn't searching. Well, I don't know what I was searching. Honestly, it was a while ago. I could have been searching lots of things. But I'm just saying, I remember these videos popping up in these stories, like these news stories. About the weird tickling, and this seems very familiar to me. By the way, I don't like tickling at all. So
for $30,000,
if she needs,
what about for $30,000?
As I say, if she wants to holler at somebody for $30,000, I got a low threshold. I'd probably make it very entertaining for you. Give me $30,000. You can tie me up and tickle me. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about it. $30,000. Buy me half a Bitcoin.
It's so crazy that trailer. I need to see that. So I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see that at some point this weekend or something, and then we'll talk about it, I guess, on the next podcast. So it's so crazy, but that's such a fun kind of story that kind of unravels on you, where all he wanted to do was to talk to some weirdo people because he thought it'd be funny or whatever angle, and it just became this like there's tickle cells and there's this underground.
There's a tickle cells all across America.
Yeah.
He said, "There's tickle cells." What the fuck even is that? Right? It's like some underground tickle arena or some shit like that. Like, what is going on,
funny.
bro?
It's so funny. I'm endlessly fascinated where how kinks get developed, and I never seen anything that dives into that. Maybe I should pitch that to Netflix or something. That'd be such a great idea to see, like, how does tickling become a fetish, because it's sexual. Like I guess in the beginning of the trailer, right, they made it seem like it wasn't sexual because they were so anti-homophobic, right? Because the reply was
the first shot of those people, that dude it was very sexual. I think it was implied sexual.
No. I'm saying the reply, the DM reply was, "We don't want to be interviewed because this isn't some gay thing and fuck you, like whatever."
Yeah.
But it's super implied that this is, right. So I want to know, like, I mean, I watched the doc, right? But I'm so endlessly fascinated with like weird kinks in people and stuff like that, because I'm like, how does a tickling fetish get like, how does that like appear out of people? It's so funny, but it's so seedy. This shit, because something so innocent as tickling becomes this seedy thing. I'm sure there's drugs involved. there's
yeah, man. Like, oh my god, yo, this is. And I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, like where, because these were videos that, like I said, I remember seeing some of the videos get put up. I remember seeing some of the stories start breaking. I remember seeing a little.
So
bit
you
of that,
kind of remember this happening.
I kind of remember a little bit of the fallout of the backlash from not necessarily this documentary, but I do remember some of those headlines that was like the most bizarre sport you've never heard of, like that kind of stuff. Like I remember that kind of being a thing, and. So my thing though is like, where were these taking place, right? Were there people showing up and paying to watch this? Or I guess we have to watch the documentary.
Yeah, there's too many questions. There's
so many questions. So many. Like, were they doing it just for her? Was it just like her and a couple of invited guests? Like, were they sitting around in their long robes and their eyes wide shut, masks, while you tickled each other in their living room? Like,
I don't know, man. I don't know. This is endlessly fascinating. Endlessly fascinating. Can't wait to watch it. Please, everyone that's out there listening, the documentary is called Tickled. So watch it with us. We'll have a chat and we can get into it in the next episode, and we'll talk about what the fuck we just saw, because that shit looked crazy. But that's pretty much the end of the podcast. I just want to thank everyone again for always listening, always being so supportive. It's been super cool. I think we reached it's Good Pods or something like that, where we reached top. We hit the rankings of one of the top comedy podcasts on this Good Pods or whatever. What is that? It's just like another platform, right?
Yeah, it's another listening platform.
So it's pretty cool that we hit a ranking there, which is really awesome. Everyone that keeps listening, it's awesome to see like the viewership go up and stuff. Like people are like it's really cool. So I can't be more thankful for everyone that listens. And of course, if you guys want to leave us a email, you can hit us up in the description. It's always in the podcast description. And also, if you guys want to call us, it's also 305-537-6447, and just leave us, confess a sin, leave us a message. Like we got messages of people just saying thanks, which is also cool. So whatever you guys want, that's free to call. So you guys leave us a message, and that's pretty much it for today's episode. Thank you, dude, and we'll talk on the next one.
Peace.